This is a brief user guide for the prototype high-frequency dive ear. So you're going to receive this. It's going to be sealed up. You want to loosen the relief valve. Okay, and I would use two hands here, but I don't have them, so I'm going to use a foot. Okay, to open the lid, you just pop it off, flip it over, set it down. All right, you'll see that there's these two wedges that are holding the recorder in place. You can remove this one first, and it says top. So you know how to put it back in, and then remove the top one. I mean, the top means it's just facing up. Okay, so then remove the little one. And then all you need to do is lift this up, okay? Lift the recorder up. You don't even have to take it out all the way. You'll see right on the side here is the power switch. That is, I'm going to turn it on by just sliding this down. Again, it's going to be hard to see with the phone. You'll see it'll say power on. That kind of skipped because, again, I'm using one hand and holding my phone with the other. And then Tascam Porta Capture comes on. It's going to ask you if you want phantom power. You want to say yes. You're sure that you want that. Okay. That powers this preamplifier that's inside here that helps for the hydrophone signal. Okay. And that's all you need to do. It's powered on now. You're going to want to put the little wedge back in there. Okay. And you want it to slide down so it's just right to the edge here. Okay. And then you do the same with this one. Okay. It's spongy, so it should be pretty easy just to press in. Again, you press it all the way down, so it's flush. And, okay, so, oops. So now this is going to come up. Everything should default to where I left it. The only thing that will not default, unfortunately, and I'm going to turn down the gain here a little bit. There we go. The only thing that doesn't default is the mixer setting. Okay, for some reason, it always switches back to stereo, and you want mono. This thing, currently the recorder makes 2 files for every recording, and I'm hoping they're going to update the firmware soon so that doesn't happen anymore. But it makes a master file, which is a mix of everything. So I want that to be mono, so that at least makes the file the smallest. So you just switch it to mono, and then tap master again. And when you go home, and you'll see it says master mono. And if you tap up here on the time, it tells you that it's a WAV file, 24-bit, 192 kilohertz. Okay, and dual is off because it can actually make dual recordings, which is even more recordings. If you need to change anything, you go to the input, and that tells you your gain. The one in red is channel 3, and channel 3 just happens to be where this is plugged into. And I have it set right now to a 20 dB gain, and that's on the low setting. It should be good. It might be very quiet if you just would try to listen to them, but it gives you a good dynamic range. So if the dolphins are close, you're going to get their signal without overloading the system. If they're faint, you're just going to have to boost that up with digital gain and post-processing. If you need to change it, you tap where it says 48V and there's a little microphone symbol right there. Okay, and that opens up the mic settings. You can increase the gain here, or you can switch it to high gain, which then jumps up to 42 dB, and you can increase that all the way to 57. That would be really loud. Then you could talk into the hydrophone in the air, but that wouldn't be so good underwater. So I'll put it back to low. You'll see phantom power is on. So when you hit the back button, you shouldn't have to get into this unless you need to change the gain, which, by the way, you can also do by just tapping there. See, gain now is highlighted, and you can increase it with this wheel, or you can just slide it with your finger up and down. So now I got to move that back to 20, and see, I use the wheel to get it right exactly where I want it within a half a dB. So once that's ready, you just hit the record button to start recording and hit the stop button to stop it. So you seal this up. Okay, you just press it down. You hear the air coming out. And while you're pressing it down, go. You close it snugly, but not over tight. There's an O-ring in there, but keeps that sealed. So now the water pressure will keep this from leaking. Okay. And then to start recording, you just press record, and you'll see now all the buttons are, it is recording. The red light is on, okay? And then you hit stop to stop recording. And the one thing I didn't do, which you can do remotely, is press stop again. That takes you home. And that's actually a better place to be while you're recording. So I forgot to do it. I normally would have done that to begin with. But now we're in the home, and you'll see again, when I start recording, everything turns red. So that way when you're underwater, it should be pretty easy to see. But yes, you're recording. Hit the stop, and then everything goes gray. Okay. And when you get out of the water, rinse it with fresh water, and open this up, and then do the reverse, and just turn the thing off.